Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today I am going to show you how you can cover a notebook with acrylic pouring. Now there's a couple of different types of notebooks on the market. This one has previously been painted but it is a kind of like a material covered notebook. And then there's also shiny ones, and I'm going to do two different videos, but basically the material ones really you don't have to worry too much about. This one I gave it a quick sand because, as I say, it had been painted on before, and I just wanted to even out some of the brush stroke marks because that will show up. But what are we going to do with this? So what you'll find is when they make a book like this, they have this page front and back, and it's a full sheet and it's stuck in. So this page has been bound and then this page is stuck down to the cover. So all I'm going to do is separate those two. Give them a divorce. So if you're going through a divorce, this might be a fun thing to do, to actually separate something physically. Who knows? I'm just getting my box cutter and cutting right the way through there. And you might be a little bit more patient and a little bit more kind than me. So there you've got the spine of the book, and then I'm just going to do the same down the other side. See, once you get the first one done, the second one comes out quite nicely, and I'm going to take that and put it away. I will come back to that shortly. And now basically what you've got is pretty much a nice flat surface. You've got a couple of ridges in there, and that's totally fine. But you've got two flat surfaces which you can work on. What you're going to need though is you're going to need something that you can sit those on, that's a flat surface, and that you can then lift up and tilt. So that's what I'm going to use this piece of board here for. These hang over the edge a little bit on that side, but not on that side. And you might come up with a much better way of doing this. In fact, actually I think I've just seen outside my door something better. Hold on, back with you in a second. Now this reminds me of Julie from Pouring Your Heart Out, and she uses a cooling rack for baking, and that is a nice fit. It's just going to sit there. I can tilt it, but then I don't have to worry about making sure if I have it at that point the edges are hanging over, the edges are not touching anywhere, and we're good to go. So let's use that instead of the piece of wood. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So from here it basically becomes just a standard acrylic pour, because you've got a flat surface to work on. You do need to be aware of the spine and these ridges. They will collect paint, but we'll deal with that when we come to it. So what colours are we going to use for this pour? Well, first of all, we're going to use ultramarine blue, and this has iridescent medium mixed in, so it's got a bit of a sparkle going on. Then we've got grass green, and again it has the iridescent medium with a bit of sparkle going on. And yep, it's runny enough. And third colour today is going to be not runny enough. Copper. This is what happens when you play with a different style of paint, the ones that you've already got mixed up from your normal paint. Sit for a little while and sometimes thicken. Just add a little bit of water, give it a good stir and test it. Sweet as. So those are my 3 colours. And you're looking at that going, Michelle, that's a big book, you've got not a lot of paint there. I agree, but that's because I'm going to do what's called a sandwich pour. Now, a number of you have asked in previous videos, what is a sandwich pour, Michelle? And a sandwich pour, if you think of a sandwich, you've got 2 slices of bread, and in the middle there is some colourful stuff, or fillings as you might call it. And so that's what we've got here. We're going to have a layer of white, and then we're going to have just a little bit of blue, a little bit of copper, and a little bit of green, might as well use up that green, and then we cover that as best we can with our other layer of bread or white. Now, I thought I had more white in here than that. Let's just get the rest of that to come out. And some of you will have seen me putting some silicone in there. Silicone is to create the beautiful cells, and I prefer to use Durex Play Perfect Glide. This is 100% dimethicone. So if you're into natural stuff on your body, I wouldn't use this. The one with the green cover is much more natural and has aloe vera and all sorts of yummy stuff for bodies. This stuff is fantastic for painting. So what we're going to do, I've got my gravy separator jug, and I'm going to use that to create a pouring scenario. And I apologise if there's some background noise, there's some work going on outside. And the key to using the gravy jug is to make sure it doesn't tip out the front, and just let it come through the spout. And I'm going to focus primarily on the front, and then I am going to, if I have leftover paint, I'm going to do a back piece. I can always paint the back a plain colour that matches. And some of you will know, have seen my gravy jug sandwich pours before. And I start on the outside and I come into the inside. And when I asked if that was what I was doing today, I got a big fat no. So I'm not. So I do have some more paint left. So I am going to go for the back as well. Let's start on the outside and work in on this one. Might regret that, but we will see. Oh, I'm finally getting some blue. Ooh, some strong stripes of blue. I'm going to slow the rings down a bit because the amount of paint coming out is slowing down. And then I'm just going to put a stripe through the center of the, oh, I've got the shakes going on. Dum, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I'm running out of paint in here, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my scraper and just scrape that paint off the edges. And that will give us a bit more push. There she blows, look at that. So I'm going to do my corners. May as well use up this paint as soon as we have it. Get those corners, and if the paint in the middle runs and pushes that paint on the edge off, on that corner off, that's not a bad thing. But if we end up with no paint in the corners, that could be an interesting creation. Right, here we go. So we've got two swirly bigs, and first thing I'm going to do is just pop any bubbles using my torch and just bring up any cells that are in there. And there's a few. Yay, yay, yay. I did put quite a bit of silicone in there, so I'm not surprised. But by bringing the cells up first, as I stretch it, those stretch as well. So, let's see. I'm actually gonna lift the whole tray and pull it down. Now, the interesting thing here is I've got more paint on this side than I do on this side. And I'm just wondering if I can get some more paint onto there. And then we're going to... Oh, I've just realised that I can actually tilt these separately. How cool is that? Keep that top surface straight. Oops, no, I'm going to lose it. Let's bring it back down. I am going to need some more paint on here, on this one. Blum, 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 blum. What do I have? I do have a tiny little bit, I think. This is about, what have I got mixed up that I can grab instantly? No, that is too far gone. I'll tell you what I do have. I've got a little bit of this. It's just slightly off-white. I mixed it up. It's white mixed with yellow ochre. And what I'm going to do is just some of you who have watched some of my videos before are like, ah, she's back at her old tricks again, not using enough paint, starting a painting without having mixed up enough paint. That's why you love me, because I'm not perfect and I don't try and tell you I am. Now this is quite thick. Alright, now let's tilt. Stay. And across that way. Alright, our front cover's nearly covered. Now the trick is going to be to get the spine and the back looking fabulous as well. So what I've got here is just a piece of cardboard which came from a cereal box, and I'm going to put that up against that corner. And what that's going to do is stop the paint from falling off as I tilt. If I do it properly. This is a good trick to use if you're not using a lot of paint, and that way you don't lose your paint. There we go. Now focusing on bending the cover to try and get the back to move. And it is moving, but it's very slow. Okay, that's alright-ish. Just spin it around that way. And just going to pull some more paint out of here. Fiddly when you don't have enough paint, guys. Fiddly, that's what it is. I'm not going to have any sitting on the ground because I'm going to use it all. Look at that, there it is. That's where my paint went. Here's me saying it's all just going to sit into those ridges, and I'm having to fill the ridges up. Okay, so I'm going to give it one more tilt. Try and bring that back down. Do. It's not working. I need more paint. One more tilt. Let's see if I can get that to shift, because I've made a bit of a mess in that top corner. I'm going to lose it off this edge. It's not fun. Okay. What else is possible? What else can I choose? What else can I create? What else can I generate? Well, I'm liking it, actually. Let's turn it back around the right way. No, it is the right way. So this will be the front, as it is like that. And then this will be the back. And I'm so not liking that. Maybe oh, I know. Let's use a straw. There we go. That's just giving it a little bit more blending. Alright, so what have you learnt from this? Use enough paint from the beginning. It's a good idea. It's a great idea even. Let's see how this dries. I am looking forward to it. I'll be back super soon. Your time. Oh no, let's get... Michelle, you're in such a hurry. What is that all about? Let's give it another torch. So we only torched it that once there at the beginning. I really like this delicateness here. I wonder what I can create with that. Let's get you down and give you a close-up. Alright, so start with the front cover. I like it. It's got some funky bits. It's a bit grainy though. But I think I like this side better, even though it's giving me trouble. Why? Because I'm a blue girl. A beluga girl. This is the bits that I really like. Alright, so let's see how it dries, guys. What's it gonna look like as a book? What do you reckon? I look forward to finding out. See you super soon. Bye bye. Okay. So it has dried, and just like with any other board, it has warped a little bit. And you know what, guys? That's not a problem. All you gotta do is give it a bit of a bend, and it comes back into place. So my next job is just to stick the middle back in. So as I described at the beginning, the way that the bookmakers do it is that they have that one piece of paper, get it around the right way, Michelle, that one piece of paper that is glued down. So what they actually do is they strap in their bit of paper and then have glue on there, stick that down on there, have glue on that piece and close the book up, and voila, done. Now I don't have that available, so there's a couple of different ways you could do it. You could get some contact paper and you know, put it down on there, fold it in half so you've got the two bits, stick it down on that bit and then bend it and then gently lay that down onto the second bit and allow that contact to contact, and then do the same thing again that way. This really is just going to be, for me, it's just going to be a, you know, fun thing for me to draw on, make notes on, whatever that looks like. So what I'm actually going to do is similar, but I'm going to use this paper tape. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this, push this down just like that, and put my tape like that and smooth it down. And of course it depends on who this is for. If you're doing them to sell, you'd want to do a lot tidier than this. But for me, this is just a personal use thing. Then I'm going to fold that back so that's nice and well creased across there. And as I said, making sure that the little goes the right way. I'm going to put it on there. And then I'm going to close the book. Okay, and by doing it by closing the book, what it does is it makes sure that the book is actually going to close. So there we have it nicely done. And hey, if you've done librarian courses or you know, mending books or bookmaking stuff, please put your talents and abilities and your knowledge and all that stuff to work there. But this is the way I'm doing it. This is the way that works for me. And once again, just gonna put that down there. Make sure it goes all the way. Fold that back. And then close up the book. The cool thing about using the paper tape is it covers up my ugly bad cutting. Whereas if I just used clear Duraseal, you would, oh sorry, contact paper, you would still see that ugliness that I created. But if you were using a coloured opaque Duraseal, then that would cover that, but it would also cover all of this mess. So there, I have my book back, and you know what? I think I put it on back to front. So what I said was going to be the cover is at the front is actually the back, and the vice versa. But that's okay. I don't really mind. I quite like it. And you'll see also that because this had been painted before, that paint colour has actually seeped through. It's not so obvious where the colour is all over on that side, but where that pinky red colour. But I still like it. It still works. It's funky. I like it. Let's get a pen. I'm really bad at calligraphy, but let's have a go. Mickey's magic. What else is possible, guys? How much fun can you have recovering books? What would you like to have your notebook looking like? I dare you, have a go. And you know, always the option is to pour directly on the contact paper like we did in a previous video, as we learnt from Acrylic Skin Stickers YouTube channel. And then just apply your contact paper. How much easier does that get? What else is possible? What else can we create? How much more fun can we have? I adore you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in another video if you subscribe. Bye bye.